Nothing. We'll get there one day. I'm sure you're working on the same thing too.
Practicing.
Right? It's practice. Frequent practice. Hey everybody, welcome back to Dicing with Death. Ignore everything that was just said before this. It was
I don't know when the break ended. What did they hear?
They heard practice. Practice makes perfect, everyone.
Mm-hmm. So, Zweihaard and Ziggy the fifth, along with two goats, have headed back to this old abandoned village. Mm-hmm. I will have given Ziggy my backup steel battle axe.
Mm-hmm.
Not given, lent.
Okay.
Yeah, in case anything hits the fan, it helps to have a good multi-tool handy.
Yeah. And let's do a quick encounter check to see if there's any baddies on your way. No. It's an easy day of hiking over hills. You remember the way fairly well. And once you find that same dry, small valley, it's a quick hop, step, and a jump to the wall, and then through it into the kidney, all the way back to the proper section.
All right. I guess first question, does it look like anything has changed? Have any growl crawled out of this hole?
It's been a few days. The rock that you put in place to plug up the hole is still there.
Okay, yeah. That's what I was going to check the outside first, and I think we'll head in.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to go ahead and... Yeah.
Right track. Now I want audio track uses. That's what we're looking for. What is the appropriate music for dwarves checking out
exploring
a mine?
A growl cave?
Yeah.
Probably one of the spooky underground catacomby things.
Definitely. Definitely not Cave of Time. Ooh, this might be good. I haven't used this one in a long time. If ever. We'll see how this works. This is Deep Space EVA. For those of you that are following along with Tabletop Audio.
I've got a light spell memorized. So, Grell don't have any eyes, right? That's a thing that I know.
That's a thing you know.
Okay.
That said, they still do seem to be able to, notice things around them, but they do operate in pure darkness.
I don't think my light spell is going to be effective on... Okay.
No, and so they probably won't notice a lit area versus a dark area.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and cast light on my halberd, on my bogwood axe.
Okay.
It's a cooler weapon. It deserves the magic.
Okay.
Forgot to mention I didn't do any blessing with this axe. I think we just did it out natural.
Yeah, it's not a hellish halberd axe.
No. I mean, I had a lot of narrative before about blessing the metal and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. I think we wanted to keep the orcish hatred pure in this one.
Makes sense.
See, it worked out well enough for our rolls. Okay, so I cast light on it. That'll last almost 2 hours. It'll last an hour and 40 minutes. I don't think it actually helps, but you like to pretend like dark vision isn't very good. So it gives me 20 feet of luminous glow, equivalent to torchlight. So I wow Ziggy here with my holy magic.
His face goes up as the light appears. Tell me about the light. Is it a hard, cold, white light? Is it like a soft, warm
yellow? No, I think it's
yellow?
A soft, warm, orangey red, as if the hues of a lit forge. Right?
Okay. Does it produce warmth or is it cool?
Oh, I don't think the spell says anything specific. I kind of like the sense of the idea of it radiating a warmth. Maybe it's like more psychosomatic. Is that the word for it? Than anything. Like it's like it's warm and it's a warm, comforting glow. I don't know if it like
You're not gonna be able to like cook your eggs on it or anything.
Yeah, it's not providing any mechanical heat, as written, I assume. So
yeah.
But
All right.
But it's a holy light, right? It keeps darkness at bay. So it's warm and comforting.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I think I stick this in my belt as we well, we need to seal this passage off, but before we do, I think it's best to have one peek a little further. You should stand guard on the outside.
Aye. He wanders off to the outside.
Back there, and like probably leave him like at the end of at the outside or whatever.
He's outside near the battle goats.
Yeah, battle goats are probably inside the cave, near the cave-in, and he can just stay near the cave entrance.
Okay.
He doesn't seem to be asking many questions, so I guess I won't give him much of an explanation. I think...
No, he's the son of the captain of the guard, and he's traveling with the vizier, so he's in very much like, I'm here to help you and shut the fuck up and stay out of your way and provide as much assistance. Like, you're my leader, I'm just the peasant sort of behavior.
Okay, so I'm not going to bother giving him instructions. I assume he'll know to run for his life if Grell show up and run screaming through the countryside, the Grell are coming, the Grell are coming. So I am going to let my dwarven curiosity get the best of me and clear aside a few of these rocks to be able to climb like up and over this cave-in and have a peek at what's glittering in the next chamber.
Yeah, you clear enough rocks to make a hole big enough that you could slip through.
All right, and then I guess I hold the bogwood axe in and see if my light illuminates anything on the other side.
It does.
Is it just more passage, or is it a chamber?
The passageway continues more or less the same, and you'll notice the ground where it's got the nice carved work stone continues for another maybe 30 or 40 feet, and then the carved stone abruptly kind of stops, and it's flat as if it's been worked to be smooth, but not worked to be tiled anymore. Maybe the tiling was in the process and never got this far, or maybe they just want it flat from here on out. But it's smooth, flat, and there's a little glint of something glittering back towards you from further in. You'd have to crawl through to get to it.
The partially worked region?
Yeah, in the partially worked region.
Okay. I want to take a look at my divinations. Detect evil lasts way longer than... Okay, detect magic is 1 turn. Detect evil, 1 turn plus 5 rounds per level. I'm going to detect evil.
Okay. Let me read the text of this spell. Detect not devil, detect evil. This is the cleric spell.
Detect combinations of evil or good. Okay, it's not reversed, so I guess just evil. Any creature, object, or area. Character alignment is not usually revealed. Powerful monsters such as Rakshasas, Kirin, send forth evil emanations, even if polymorphed. Aligned undead radiate evil. An evilly cursed object, unholy water, but a hidden trap or an unintelligent viper does not.
Right.
The degree of evil can be expected. So dim. So I'm hoping that a Grell is a dimly evil, like a minorly evil creature. That's my assumption, but I guess I don't know. It's got a 10-foot wide path and 120 yards.
That's a pretty good length.
Let's concentrate, stop, have a quiet, intense, and seek area to detect the aura for at least 1 round. And it does require my holy symbol, so the hammer hanging around my neck. So before crawling through the little hole that I've dug out for myself, I'm going to detect evil 120 yards down the hallway.
You detect no evil. Comes back clean, as if there's nothing here whatsoever.
All right, I crawl my way through and pull my halberd in through after me.
All right, you make it through the hole with a little bit of squeezing and scraping.
So I've got my halberd in my left hand, just as a pole, basically, and then I've got my axe equipped in my right and shedding light, and I continue down this worked hallway, pressing the stones as I go. How big was this cave-in? Like, how much of the hallway did it take up? How far?
The whole side, left to right, top to bottom, and maybe a depth of about 6 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And I poke my way forward. Tile by tile, and proceed another 40 yards, step by step.
All right. You get up to the glinting little bits of something or other, and perhaps taking your breath away, you recognize a small little segment of mithril ore, just kind of stuck in the wall right there. It's not a lot. It's probably less than a coin's worth, which is maybe why they've left it here rather than mining it out, because the passageway definitely continues, but here's this little knob that kind of sticks out and sparkles.
Mithril.
Mithril ore. Just sitting there waiting.
My dwarf heart beats. Do I think that this vein like travels further into the wall?
No, definitely not.
Just like
it looks like a little polyp that has just like a little bit of mithril on the outside of it. There might have been more than that. That has clearly been removed if it was there. But it hints at the nature of the mine.
Oh, chat. What is even happening?
I just better not to look.
Hello, sheep. Hello and welcome to Koibu chat.
Yeah, you roboted for a moment. We're good now.
I roboted? Okay.
Yeah. So, you're heading in to the mine.
Yeah. Does Mithril radiate magic? I've cast detect magic around my mithril stuff before.
Mithril is considered a semi-magical metal, but it does not radiate magic in and of itself. It just has interesting interactions with magical properties, similar to silver and lead.
Using a detect magic wouldn't reveal the presence of mithril.
No.
All right. Is there just this one glittering polyp, or did you say there were multiple?
There's another little polyp a little bit further down, and a third. But then it's just a cave that continues forward.
So I think I skitter forward to the next couple of mithril deposits.
Yeah.
Realizing I went further than I meant to, I look back. How far into the unworked section have I? Or the partially worked section have I?
It's only been like 50 feet. It's not that far.
All right, I pause here for a second and focus down the hallway and try and detect evil.
No emanations of evil come from the hallway.
And I don't see anything in the darkness ahead.
No, just still, stale air.
Does the hallway just continue straight?
No, it has a bit of a curve to it, as if someone was following a vein or something.
Okay, but just a single passage, no
no offshoots, no branches. Temple of the Eye. It's perfect track for what we're doing.
Music courtesy of Tabletop Audio.
Always.
It's a new track.
No, it's an old one. It's really good for this. We don't do a lot of underground stuff though, so it doesn't get a lot of play.
Yeah. Except Grell don't have any eyes, Neal. So are you telling me there's no Grell, or the track is named incorrectly? All right.
What are you gonna do? Little bits of mithril here.
I'm gonna go back to the cave-in and poke my head out and shout, Ziggy!
Ziggy runs over hurriedly, axe in hand. What is it, Zweihardt? What have you seen?
I've got a crazed grin on my face. There's mithril.
Oh, let me see. he squeezes through the hole.
I clear away some more of the debris as he climbs through.
The two of you head back. You show him the little polyps with mithril on it, and you can hear him slowly inhale, like this long, deep breath of, oh my god, what have we just found?
Get the pickaxe.
He hurries out and back with the axe.
Okay. And I leave him with the axe as I take a look a little further down the mine.
Yeah.
Point out the 3 that I've found. And I continue a little deeper.
After a little ways, the tunnel seems to straighten out and descend. Like it gets a downward angle.
I hold my light down and I guess look forward the 20 feet, pausing for another moment to sense the presence of evil in this place.
Still, no evil in this place.
Of course not. It's a Mithril mine. It's the most holy place on Earth. How far? I look back. Can I see Ziggy from here?
You can hear him, but you cannot see him from where you stand.
All right. I'm going to trek a little deeper. I mostly want to make sure that the coast is clear while he does his mining.
So you're going to head down the sloped passageway?
Yeah, at least just take a peek what's down there. Is it a clear, like it slopes to another level, or is it just a gradual slope?
It's just
Do I need to roll my dwarf
slope.
floor check?
No dwarf floor as of yet. Yeah.
Okay. So I head a little ways down the slope.
Okay.
Making sure I continue to hear the clanging of the pick. If I venture out of earshot or if I hear it stop, I'll be concerned.
So you start heading down this shaft, and it does actually flatten out. Your innate dwarf lore, it was spot on.
There are no more tiles here, right?
No, tiles are gone. It does come to a flat area where there are 3 branches. One directly forward, one forward and left, and one to a hard right.
All right, I hold my light up here for a second, and then I take a moment to scan the area and detect evil left, detect evil center, detect evil right.
Okay, let me just doodle the map myself so I know what's going on. Okay. Detect evil left goes off fine. Detect evil straight comes back negative. Detect evil right returns a null value. It seems safe and sound. I think your detect evil lasts for 1 turn plus 5 rounds per level, so 30 rounds total.
Yeah, 1 turn plus, so 30 minutes, half an hour, 30 minutes. So it's probably, what has it been? Maybe
probably been 10 minutes. 10?
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna look. Do I see anything down any of the passageways? No more ore.
The left and forward passageways have tracks on them, bronze laid tracks.
Have they been mined? Like, does it look like there's been chunks taken out of the walls anywhere to remove ore deposits?
Yeah, I mean, all the walls here look like they've been picked apart, like someone has mined out the thing. They're probably following veins of some sort somewhere. Yeah.
I take a few steps down the right one, the one without the tracks.
Yeah. The right passageway is not that long. After just a few feet down it, your dark vision extends to what appears to be a some sort of rest chamber or something. It's a fairly roughly circular room, in the back of which is built an old fountain that has run dry. There are a couple of benches for people to sit on. There's even like an old lantern that is clearly worthless at this point of time, dangling on the wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's no evil in this rest chamber.
No evil in this rest chamber.
No rest for the wicked.
Yeah.
All right. I will walk into the chamber then and extend my my light.
Okay.
Have a look around.
Just making notes.
How big is the chamber?
20 feet across.
Okay, so it's pretty obvious that there's nothing in it.
Yeah, very obvious there's nothing here. The ground here is tiled again, like the first part of the mine. Dried out fountain against the back wall, some little benches. It's all covered in a thick layer of dust. Hasn't seen use in probably hundreds of years.
Is the lantern still usable?
The metal is there, the glass is broken, and the wick is probably ruined. But if you got a new wick and fresh oil, you might be able to get it to work.
Is it made out of bronze? Brass?
Yeah, it's brass. The workmanship was kind of nice, but it looks like it's seen use in a mine and has been banged around a little bit.
Yeah, I look around the chamber, make sure there's nothing I missed, and then I will head back to the fork.
Back at the fork. Left and straight. What are you gonna
Pause here.
You can
I'm
hear
wondering if I should
Ziggy's.
keep exploring. He's still working back there?
He's still working. You can hear the chipping sounds.
I tell myself I'll keep exploring until he's done.
Can't take him that long to finish this job, right?
Unless the vein's deeper.
Yeah. So which way are you gonna go? Left or right?
Does either look? Do they both look?
Left or straight?
Is there any sign of one that might be more used up than the other?
Give me a dwarf lore proficiency check.
There's no dwarf lore. I've got half a mining proficiency.
Give me half of a mining proficiency check.
I think I'll just. Well, I mean,
Or an
I think I'll
just
just roll. I'll just roll using that stat, even though I've got no idea.
No idea.
I go straight ahead.
Okay. Your passageway, you can see here the stonework gets a little less finished. There are like a pocket where like there's a section that's been removed from the wall here, a large section that's been removed from the wall there. It looks a little bit more kind of like people were taking things out and not bothering to finish the walls, so they looked a little bit nicer. It continues for another 100 feet or so. Ziggy's mining just echoes through here. There's no issue with him disappearing from sound. When you come to an area that looks like it was broken, you can see rocks have fallen inward, and the like nice 10 feet wide, maybe 10 feet tall, rounded dwarven passageway that's kind of gotten a little janky, ends up with like a 5 foot wide, 12 foot tall, more rectangular, completely different style of workmanship, craftsmanship tunnel that just goes in.
But it is worked, right? I stick my light inside the broken passage, stick my head in, and pause here to sense the, seek out any evil auras.
Still no evil auras here. But down this passageway, you do see little bits of glittering, shining back out at you, as if there's more mithril in this other passageway.
Any sense for how much? I sort of like wave my light to see if I can like count glitters or...
We're not talking little polyps here. We're talking raw, unfound ore of unknown quantities.
Has it been mined? I step into this new chamber. I look at the workmanship, actually.
You've never seen anything like it.
Is it dwarven? Human?
No, definitely not. It doesn't even look like it's been worked with tools, really.
It's been worked with magic. perhaps.
Perhaps.
Are there designs in it, or is it just smooth stone?
It's not smooth, really. It's rough, and you can see like streaks through it, as if it was made with some sort of violence in mind, as if something like came and just carved out a big section and carved out a big section. The streaks aren't particularly long. You know how like modern construction workers will, if they're trying to like carve a tunnel through something, they'll like drive large spikes in to kind of like break it up, and you get these like weird slash marks that go horizontally. Imagine that, but less uniform and less less modern and perfect. More.
You said it's 5 feet wide and 12 feet tall. I look up at the ceilings. The ceiling made of the same stuff.
Yep.
There's nothing up there waiting to jump down at me. It's just sort of a cut ceiling.
Yep.
But this would be a worked stone ceiling, correct?
No, this is a I wouldn't call it worked. I mean, technically someone has done work to it, but it is not in a pattern or in a design. It just looks like someone has ripped stone out.
Magical or enchanted stone cannot be affected, nor can dressed or worked stone.
This is not.
I guess if it's
just
just dug, if it's like, okay, it's not. It's talking about like, oops, you can't like go fucking up someone's nice.
You can't ruin cobblestone streets. Yeah.
Would cobblestone streets be considered?
I would say it's worked stone. Yeah.
They're usually, that's just stones that are placed. It's placed stone. I'm thinking more like you can't, like a granite statue, or like if it's a nice, like a tiled hallway.
Yeah.
You can melt the Parthenon or something.
Right.
Need cannonballs for that.
Was it Napoleon who used the Parthenon for target practice?
No.
That fucker used some ancient artifact.
The
Sphinx? That's what it was.
The Parthenon was used to I think by the Turks to as a just like an armor. They kept stored gunpowder there, and I think it blew out.
Oh god.
So for the good of all humanity, the Brits confiscated all the marbles. All right. Well, it's safe at least another 120 yards. So I go a little forward to take a look at the first. How far ahead is the first mithril glint that I saw?
Another 40 feet.
All right, I'll approach that.
It is a chunk of mithril ore, built like just stuck in the side of the wall here.
So possibly a mithril vein going in.
Possibly, yeah. But it's just like here on the side, and there's another one on the right side. It looks like there's probably a vein that goes left to right here. That's not being followed. This passageway sort of just runs through the vein without following it.
Yeah, and I hold my light up and just look down the hallway. Do I see more mithril glinting ahead?
No, actually, you don't.
Okay, just like there's a vein here.
Yeah.
How it goes at least as deep as I can see. Is it curving or is it just going straight?
No, the vein, you're running tangential to the vein.
Not the vein, the passage.
The passageway does go more or less straight and horizontal.
And
not a lot of elevation.
At least 60 feet. I breathe deep, take one last look at the mithril vein, and turn back.
All right. I think it's right now that you notice you haven't heard that noise from that pickaxe in a while.
It's probably only been a minute or two, right? But
I mean, I stopped playing it.
Minutes.
You can hear the soundtrack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped playing the pickaxe when it stopped
a minute or two
happening.
ago, about when I spotted this mithril vein.
Yeah.
I'm looking, so I pick it up to a jog and go running back up to the surface.
Okay.
Go back up the slope.
You get back up to the slope and you see Ziggy there holding his axe, impatiently, maybe a little nervous. When he sees you, he lets his guard down, relaxes.
I think I found a vein, I say, looking at him, a little crazed.
There's more?
I don't think we should mine it now, but... There's one last fork I want to take a peek at. Load that up on the goats. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
He complies.
And I will head back downstairs, down the slope. While I've still got this detect evil, I'll pause and, sense evil one last time. Not one last. I'm going to keep pausing every 5 minutes to detect evil, but...
So you head back down towards the slope when you notice that this stale, still, dry air is starting to shift. And there is a breeze now that is pushing past you, blowing out the front of the mine.
Like a new passage is opened up down there somewhere.
I leave the speculation to you.
The breeze isn't evil.
The breeze itself is not evil. It is a neutral breeze.
I channel my divine magic and fight this breeze with my own breeze, conjuring a dust devil.
You create a dust devil that will blow things around you. Where would you like to go with it?
I conjure it 30 yards in front of me and sort of send it before me.
All right.
And follow after it.
You follow after it back towards that same straight passage with the little bits of mithril in it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. It blows into the mine, into the area, whirls about.
Sorry, I don't go to... No, I want to take the left. I want to look at the left.
Oh, you want to go left. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I guess I send it down the left passage and then stop to feel if the breeze is coming from the central one.
The breeze is coming from the central one.
I look down there, sensing evil as the dust devil, I think, goes down the left passage 30 yards.
What's the distance that you can sense evil in?
120 yards.
120 yards?
Yeah. 10 feet wide, so I guess if it curves, I may miss it.
You detect no evil.
Okay. Do I see anything?
No, just the darkness. And I guess if you've got your axe that you're waving around, every now and then you'll catch like the right reflection, the right glint of the mithril down that hallway.
Mm-hmm. I just wanted to look down the left hallway and see if it's the same. See if it's been... Let me think. So what did you described the dwarf mining as having been... Oh, like they were too hasty. They didn't bother to work the stone after they passed.
Right.
Same thing down this left passage.
No, the left passage looks a little bit more refined. It doesn't quite lose the work as quickly. As far as you can see.
I think I only go 30 yards or so down this left passage. It looks the same. I probably lose interest. It's 30 yards.
It does. It forks again.
Forks
a little bit further down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I back up and send the dust devil down the central passage.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You head down the central passage.
The dust devil does. Yeah.
The dust devil does. Do you follow?
30 yards ahead of me, so I guess it's past the mithril vein at this point.
Okay.
How far is it from the fork to the
change?
The change.
100 feet.
Okay. So I'm sort of near there. The dust devil is ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Got the soften earth and stone. Do I use it to seal off the passage behind me, or do I try and melt the stone and make a quick break with whatever mithril I can? What does the wind feel like with the dust devil now churning things up? Can I still feel a breeze towards me?
The breeze is broken up by the dust devil's own breeze that it's creating. It kind of ruins your ability to sense any breeze that might be coming from this direction.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm paused here at the change, sort of looking ahead, squinting into the passageway, sensing evil, looking with my eyes, and patrolling the Dust Devil some 30 yards ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Still no evil.
Still no evil.
Still no sign of anything.
Still no sign of anything. What are you gonna do?
I shake myself out of the greed.
Seems
and
safe.
back up, calling the Dust Devil with me.
All right. The Dust Devil whirls behind you. You head back towards the surface.
I'm going to stop at the fork and use my Soften Earth and Stone on the ceiling to cave in this region. Maybe just before it.
Just before the fork? Like on the downward sloping side before the fork?
Yeah. If I come back with some more muscle, I can dig this out. I can probably soften it again and fix it. But I'm going to,
You turn it to, what is it? Turns to sand and collapses and crumbles? Or mud?
Wet earth becomes mud, dry earth becomes loose sand or dirt.
What about
stone
rock?
becomes soft clay, easily molded or chopped.
Yeah, this is stone in here, so I think it becomes like soft clay and
4 10-foot squares to a depth of 1 to 4 feet, depending on the toughness, the resilience of the ground at that spot. Magical or worked can't be affected.
Right. So it softens into earth.
And there's clay. A line later. Could use it on a cavern to trying to break out. Might use this to soften a wall. While it does not affect dressed or worked stone, vertical surfaces such as cliff faces or cabin ceilings can be affected. Usually this causes a moderate collapse or landslide as the loosened material peels away from the face or roof and falls. A moderate amount of structural damage can be inflicted. Okay, so it's only going to pull down a foot and then like a 10-foot wide, or I guess 4 10-foot wide areas. Mm-hmm. So I think I'll do it on the sloping area above.
Okay.
And cause it to fall down, slide down the slope, and hopefully that'll be enough material to plug up the hole.
Yeah, you get all this like soft clay that tumbles down and kind of mucks up the area there, making it roughly impassable.
Okay. Does it go all the way to the ceiling, or is there still like a passage on top?
Well, you said it's 1 to 4 feet deep that it collapses, and it's 4 10 by 10 panels. Mm-hmm. That's more than enough earth to block up the entire passageway.
Okay.
Should be fine.
Everything's fine.
It's fine.
And I head back to the surface.
Yeah. You get back to the surface. You get this Ziggy.
We'll take another hour to restack the stones.
Mm-hmm. As you guys are plugging up the passageway, Ziggy starts whispering to you, uncharacteristically, because he was so quiet the rest of the way. He says to you, Swihard, this mine is Tharnum territory, right?
If it's Tharnum territory, then why are we the ones plugging it up?
If it's Tharnum territory, aren't they... If it's Tharnum territory, isn't this their Mithril?
I narrow my eyes looking at Ziggy.
I mean, strictly speaking, finders keepers, but if I wouldn't ever suggest keeping things from the Thane, but perhaps we should understand what we're dealing with before we inform others. Wouldn't want to get their hopes up if it's just a couple coins worth of Mithril, you know?
I nod slowly. For the son of the captain of a guard captain, you've really got a mind for politics. For now, I think we best keep this to ourselves. Like I said, if we were to inform the Thane, it would have taken him weeks or months to take care of sealing this place up.
Clan before country, I always say. That's what my father taught me.
I think we're having this conversation as we're like stacking stones to plug up that second gate.
Right.
So like recaving in the cave-in.
Yeah.
I assume that dwarven land rights extend below the surface.
Oh yeah, land rights and mineral rights are synonymous in dwarven culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it's Is there a local lord in charge of this, or was this just unincorporated Tharnham County? Or I guess it's not Tharnham, it's Dwarf County, right?
Dwarf County, Tharnham
Okay.
Barony.
Okay.
Would be where you guys are hanging.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we seal up the mine in case any growls come back, and we'll take this mithril and think what to do.
All right.
I think
with
probably
that,
a good spot to end the episode.
We're gonna end the episode here.
Next week we'll smelt some mithril, think what to do about this mine.
Yeah, we'll see.
Did anything come of the breeze, or did I?
It was there, and there was a dust devil for a little while, and then you plugged up the mine and left.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't.
Yeah, it seems innocent enough.
Yeah. So we'll figure out what to do with this mine next episode.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to eventually work on some more spells, more crafty spells.
Yeah.
Maybe some mineral detection spells. I think it'd be cool to make some more like weapon effect spells similar to that Hellish Halberd.
I'm down.
See if we can come up with any cool enchantments, low level enchantments, add some flavor to our magic weapons. Although I do like the way the crafting system worked out. I don't know if it's how deep it'll go, but at least for now, it's fun to gamble for those 20s, and it's adding some flavor to non-magic weapons.
Yeah, it's going well so far. I'm digging it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is it for Dicing with Death. In a few hours, we're going to have Rise of the Dragon Queen, which I'll host here, but it's going to be on Dark Galaxies Gaming's channel. We're going to have Shenanigans this Saturday. No Fro this Sunday. Oh, God, I hope it's not on the countdown. I might have forgotten to take it away from our... No, good, it's not on the countdown. And then I guess it's just Akuba Night starts on the 11th of November, and Gnomes, Tomes, and Catacombs starts on the 14th of November.
Sweet.
Yeah. So that's it, y'all. Ryan, any final words before we head out?
Nope. Thanks for watching. I guess we can try and get a Dicing with Death next week. I think I should be good to go either Wednesday or Thursday. So
Wednesday or Thursday. Well, let's just keep it on a Thursday schedule for simplicity's sake, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that should be fine. That's actually probably better for me.
Right. I'm going to put it at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Great. Love that time slot. All right. That's it. We'll be back next week with more Dicing with Death, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.